Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of food history, specifically how the grub of the Middle Ages has morphed into what we nosh on today. Think of it as a culinary time machine, but instead of DeLorean, we're using a well-worn cookbook and maybe a mortar and pestle. Because let's be honest, pulverizing stuff is inherently satisfying. We're talking about a period when spices were worth more than gold. Refrigeration was a cool breeze in a cellar, and a balanced diet meant having enough bread to sop up the stew. Over the next few minutes, we'll unpack 5 key ways food has transformed since medieval times, from preservation techniques to the very notion of a balanced diet. Buckle up, because this culinary journey is about to get interesting. Let's talk preservation. In medieval times, keeping food from turning into a science experiment was a major challenge. Forget your fancy refrigerators. Folks relied on salt, smoke, and drying methods passed down through generations. Salting was ubiquitous, turning everything from fish to meat into jerky-like substances. Smokehouses were essential, imbuing food with a distinctive flavor while also warding off spoilage. And drying? Think hanging sausages, air-dried hams, and sun-baked fruits. These methods, while effective, often resulted in intense flavors and textures, a far cry from the fresh produce we take for granted. Now, consider the modern marvel that is refrigeration. Suddenly, we could keep food fresh for days, even weeks. Freezing came along, hitting the pause button on decay. Canning, another game changer, allowed us to preserve fruits and vegetables at their peak ripeness. These advancements not only expanded our access to fresh foods, but also transformed the flavor profile of our meals. No more intensely salty, smoky everything. But let's not dismiss the old ways entirely. Those traditional methods weren't just about preservation, they were about flavor. Think of the complex, smoky notes of a properly cured ham, or the salty tang of a well-preserved fish. These methods, while less common, still hold a place in the modern kitchen, adding depth and complexity to our culinary repertoire. The key difference? Choice. We can now choose the preservation method that best suits our needs and taste preferences. We can enjoy a crisp, fresh salad in the dead of winter, or savor the rich, smoky flavor of a traditionally cured bacon. It's a culinary freedom that our medieval ancestors could only dream of. So the next time you reach for a perfectly ripe tomato in January, take a moment to appreciate the long journey of food preservation. From the smoky depths of a medieval smokehouse to the precisely controlled climate of your refrigerator, it's a story of human ingenuity and our endless quest to savor the bounty of the earth. Spices. In the medieval world, these weren't just flavor enhancers, they were status symbols. Pepper, cinnamon, cloves, these were treasures transported along perilous trade routes, their value rivaling that of gold. Imagine a world where a pinch of pepper could make or break a merchant's fortune. That's the medieval spice trade in a nutshell. Only the wealthiest could afford these exotic flavors, making them a hallmark of feasts and celebrations. Fast forward to today. Walk into any supermarket and you're confronted with a dizzying array of spices from every corner of the globe. Turmeric, ginger, paprika, they're all readily available, affordable, and essential to our modern kitchens. Global trade has transformed spices from luxury items to everyday ingredients, democratizing flavor and adding vibrancy to our meals. This shift wasn't just about access, it was about culinary exploration. As spices became more readily available, cooks began experimenting, blending flavors, and creating entirely new culinary traditions. Indian curries, Moroccan tagines, Mexican moles, these dishes, once exotic and unfamiliar, have become staples in our globalized food landscape. But the story of spices is more than just economics and trade routes. It's a story of human connection, of cultures intertwining through the shared language of flavor. It's a testament to our innate curiosity and our desire to explore the world through our senses. The expanding table, from local to global. Medieval meals were, shall we say, limited. Your diet largely depended on what was available locally and in season. Root vegetables in the winter, berries in the summer, the rhythm of the seasons dictated what landed on your plate. Imagine a world without bananas in December or fresh tomatoes in February. That's the reality of the medieval table. Variety was a luxury few could afford. Today, we live in a world of unprecedented culinary abundance. Thanks to advances in transportation, we can enjoy fresh produce, meat, and seafood year-round regardless of the season or our geographical location. Pineapples from Hawaii, avocados from Mexico, salmon from Alaska, they're all within reach. This explosion of variety has transformed not only what we eat, but also how we eat. We're no longer bound by the limitations of our local environment. We can explore global cuisines, experiment with new ingredients, and create dishes that transcend geographical boundaries. But this abundance comes with its own set of challenges. The environmental impact of transporting food across vast distances is a growing concern. We must be mindful of the resources required to bring us these culinary delights and strive for sustainable practices that protect our planet. Kitchen evolution, from hearth to high-tech. The medieval kitchen was a smoky, fiery affair. Open hearths, spits, and clay ovens were the tools of the trade. Cooking was a labor-intensive process requiring constant attention and a tolerance for extreme heat. Imagine roasting a whole pig over an open fire. That's the medieval equivalent of a weeknight dinner. Now step into a modern kitchen. Ovens, microwaves, sous vide machines. These are just a few of the technological marvels that have transformed the way we cook. We can precisely control temperature, time, and cooking methods, achieving culinary results that would have astonished our medieval ancestors. But it's not just about technology. Our understanding of food science has also advanced dramatically. We know how different cooking methods affect the chemical structure of food, how to maximize flavor, and how to create textures that are both pleasing and surprising. This evolution hasn't just made cooking easier, it's made it more creative. We can experiment with new techniques, push the boundaries of flavor, and create dishes that are both delicious and visually stunning. Balancing the act from bread and meat to nutritional harmony. The medieval diet was, in a word, unbalanced. For the wealthy, it was a feast of bread and meat, with limited access to fruits and vegetables. For the less fortunate, it was a struggle to get enough of anything, let alone a balanced meal. Malnutrition was widespread, and dietary deficiencies were a common cause of illness. Today, we have a vastly different understanding of nutrition. We know the importance of a balanced diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. We have access to a wealth of information about the nutritional content of food, allowing us to make informed choices about what we eat. But this knowledge hasn't always translated into practice. Processed foods, high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, are readily available and often more affordable than fresh, whole foods. The challenge now is to make healthy choices accessible to everyone, regardless of income or socioeconomic status. Thank you for watching. We've journeyed from the smoky hearths of medieval kitchens to the gleaming stainless steel of the modern age, exploring how food has evolved from a matter of survival to a source of creativity and delight. From preservation techniques to spice accessibility, cooking methods to dietary balance, it's been a fascinating exploration of our culinary past and present. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of food. We'll be exploring new culinary territories, unpacking the science behind your favorite dishes, and celebrating the rich tapestry of food cultures around the globe. See you next time.